Hey, this is Steve Galindo, and I want to give you a little bit of sacred wisdom. The world seems like it's gone kind of wacky. There's all kinds of, what would you say, things happening that just don't make any sense, and decisions being made by leaders that we kind of question. Unfortunately, a lot of people have lost faith in one another, they've lost faith in God. Some people have lost faith in their political parties, in our political leaders. Certainly, some people have lost faith in the electronic news media, and so it's kind of sad to see that every time something gets announced, a lot of people doubt that it's real or that it's true, and it's really bad, when you start mixing in that with health advice coming from the government, and people say, well, first of all, don't even trust the government, and now I don't even trust them about this health advice either. So it's a weird time to be alive. It's a time unlike any time I've ever known in my life, where there's so much mistrust and misunderstanding, and just a sense of not knowing who to turn to and who to trust and who to believe, and especially some of the wacky things that our leaders say and do. I look at it and I think, are they crazy, or do they think we're stupid? And then I came across a verse of scripture that I thought was really compelling and seemed to make a lot of sense. It's in the book of Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And Paul is writing to this church, and the Apostle Paul, and he starts talking about the Antichrist and how the Antichrist will come to deceive people and manipulate people through Satan's power. He says in verse 9, the coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders, and with all unrighteous deception among those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And then the verse that stood out in my mind was verse 11. It says, and for this reason God will send them strong delusion, that they should believe the lie. For this reason God shall send them strong delusion, that they may believe the lie. So I was looking at some of the things that were going on in our culture, and it hit me that a lot of people are deluded and they believe lies, but they preach the lies as if those lies are truth. They're absolutely convinced those lies are truthful. And so I was asking that God would just open some eyes of some people and open their minds and open their hearts, that they would see truth, not their truth or my truth or your truth, but the truth, and not be deceived any longer. And then this verse came to mind, that God would send them strong delusion, that they should believe the lie. And he's talking about a future event with the Antichrist and all, but it just goes to show you God can send a delusion among people who have rejected the truth, so that they will embrace the lie and believe the lie. And I came to understand, I think that's what's happening to a lot of people that are outside of Christ, because they don't have the mind of Christ. They're easily deceived, they're easily deluded. But to believers, I want to say this, 2 Thessalonians 3 verse 5. Now may the Lord direct your hearts into the love of God and into the patience of Christ. May the Lord direct your hearts into the love of God and the patience of Christ. If we ever needed patience, it's now. If we ever needed faith in God, it's now, because the world is going crazy. I think the world's going south in a handbasket. And I think this is a really good time for you to examine yourself in your relationship with God and ask yourself the question, am I where I'm supposed to be with Jesus? Am I living my life for Jesus? Do I know Jesus personally as my God and King? Have I surrendered myself to Him? And do I love Him with everything I have within me? If you have no to any of those questions, I would encourage you to get alone with God and start talking to Him. And maybe get in a church or talk to a minister or something, because we live in an age of lies and deception, and the only truth is Christ. And if you don't love the truth and walk in truth, you're going to be deceived by the enemy. I wouldn't want that to happen to you. I want your heart to be directed into the love of God and to the patience of Christ. This is Stephen Galindo, Sacred Wisdom. God bless you.